Well, welcome to day 4 of our Passion Week devotionals. It is my pleasure to be with you in this video. I want you to call to mind your most embarrassing moment. We've all had that big dinner meeting with someone we're hoping to impress and realized deep into the conversation that there's something glaringly, obviously stuck in our teeth. Things like this can indeed be embarrassing, but this is nothing compared to being humiliated. While embarrassment is usually our own doing, it lasts but a brief moment, and we can eventually laugh at ourselves about it. Humiliation goes much deeper. It is something intentionally inflicted by someone else in a public manner, with the goal of heaping shame upon its subject. It is not easily forgotten about. It cuts to a person's heart. Humiliation hurts. This is the emotion that Jesus felt in today's scriptures. We read about Pilate, to whom Jesus was delivered by the Jewish authorities when they falsely accused him of blasphemy and demanded that he be put to death by the Roman authorities. Pilate, after performing his own interrogation of Jesus, concluded that he was indeed innocent of the charges brought against him, and he sees through the real motives for his imprisonment: envy by the Jewish leaders. For this reason, Pilate was looking for an escape clause from being the one to condemn Jesus. And he found one. As was customary during Passover, the Romans would release one prisoner of the Jewish crowd's choosing as a means of keeping the peace between Jews and Romans at this potentially incendiary gathering in Jerusalem. Pilate believes he can get the crowd of Jewish commoners to advocate for the release of Jesus by giving them the choice between releasing Jesus, a falsely imprisoned innocent man, or releasing an egregiously violent, murderous war criminal named Barabbas. However, much to his surprise, the Jewish leaders successfully rally the crowd to demand the release of Barabbas. And not only this, but they demand the death of Jesus by crucifixion. Imagine for a second the pain of public rejection that Jesus must have felt in that moment. Those people whom he deeply loved and had been ministering to rejected him in favor of a convicted murderer. But his humiliation did not end there. We read a few verses later that after he was severely beaten nearly to death, Pilate hands him over to the Roman guard to be crucified. These Roman soldiers inflict further humiliation on Jesus. They removed his clothing and placed on him the robe of a royal soldier. They fashioned the shape of a royal crown out of some thorny branches and they placed it on his head. They give him a wooden rod as a makeshift royal scepter. And they begin kneeling before him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" making a total mockery of him. Before long, things escalate beyond words, and these men begin spitting on Jesus and beating him with the fake scepter on his head, driving the thorny crown deeper and deeper into his flesh. When they finally decided to end this humiliating torture, they returned him to his own filthy clothes and led him away to be crucified. This is an incredibly clear picture of what Jesus was about to endure for us. The robe of his righteousness would be stripped from him and replaced with the filthy, stained clothing of our sin. He endured excruciatingly painful public humiliation so that we would not have to experience the humiliation of standing before a holy God in our sinful state. No, Christ endured this humiliation on his way to the cross to show us how much he loves us, and the lowly state to which he willingly descended to do for us what we never could do for ourselves. So take time to reflect today on the truth that Jesus loved us enough to endure this public humiliation and shame as he made his way to the cross for us. And thank him for all that he endured on our behalf.